Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult. Hey, guys, start over. Cut that. Jillian, cut it in post. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult. It is me, Jillian. Episode 246 of On the Backs of Gods. The people are here. I'm going to do it backwards. Greg, Josh, Katie, Mac, and Kyle. Um, the new order. Is the last episode of the year. Hooray. And that's the energy suppose I will be bringing. Didn't know it was the energy I was bringing. It will be, though. This is the energy for the last episode of the year of anything from the Dice Cult, I believe. This is it until next week, and then we're back again. Uh,
Until
you don't gotta wait,
2026.
which feels crazy, and I'm not gonna think about it too hard. So anyway, I'm gonna do a recap. Um, you guys are in the Underdark. You are looking for a magical item called Dane's Life, a blade that, when it is drawn, if it does not draw blood in turn, it cannot be resheathed. And you want to take the energy from this weapon so that you can put it into your own body by doing a ritual. And then you want to be stronger so you can do another ritual. The goal is bigger and badder rituals. Uh, and that ritual makes God or something. These are the dreams. Uh, or something. But we're not there yet. We're in the Underdark. Um, you all are currently moving towards the Fomorian stronghold phase tomb, which was supposed to be the last known place of this blade Dane's life. It seems to be the last person that it was owned by was someone of the line of Moonshay, a lineage of Fae that were in the thralls of battle with the Fomorians. And it seems that during this battle between Moonshay and this leader Fomorian known as Erja, um, this is the last place that the weapon was noted to be seen. It is also said that this is the last time that Moonshay was seen, that she was able to strike the final blow against the Fomorians, but ended up falling uh, afterwards. So hopefully it's there. And by hopefully, I mean you guys have confirmed it's there because you talked to Nos, the hottest god, because it's the god of Bonin. And she said it's there and still cursed. And you're totally going the right
Why
way.
would the god of Bonin lie?
Lucky for y'all, Nyx knows in her heart that God can't lie to her, at least when this spell has been cast. Maybe other times God can lie, but not this time. Um, Maybe if she keeps casting it a few times, eventually God will start lying. But right now, just one casting, God's pretty chill. You guys end up deciding you want to save time, so you cut through a mushroom grove that you were told by your informant that nobody really goes through because it's dangerous. People usually just take the long road around. That's just the easier way to do it. And you guys said, well, that's silly. We're going to go through the mushroom grove. Who has time for time? And you go through the mushroom grove, and it seems that your biggest hurdle, your largest enemy is your own minds. Is the things that you can create in your own imaginations when there is nothing there to fill in the empty spaces, when there is nothing attacking you, when there is nothing bothering you, there is nothing harassing you, you have to make something up. And it's a lot worse than what's actually happening. The Mushroom Grove, chill as hell so far. Um, and as you go through this very chill grove, where you all were not super chill, you stumble into the attendant of the grove's home. This is Kinnison, an old drow man who used to be a soldier, was saved by the original attendant of the grove, and then ended up taking over their job when they passed. So Kinnison is now the attendant of the grove and also worships Connectress Forefall. She is the embodiment of decay. She is the mushrooms. She is the gift that fights corruption in the Underdark. and you guys have some tea and some snacks, and Kinnison has offered up his home for you guys to stay the night, and has also said that he, if you stayed, would help guide you the rest of the way out of the grove in the morning, because he doesn't want to be caught outside, like walking alone in the evening, far away from home. So that's where we are. Is all of you are here at Kinnison's place in this little oasis in the middle of the mushroom grove. The night is yours. You may do as you please.
Hmm.
I think most of us were setting up tents out in his garden, if I remember correctly.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 we were gonna have garden
Or
sleepover.
just laying out bedroll under star, well, sky,
Well,
Yeah.
under, yeah,
under
Under
mushroom.
stone,
rock.
Under rock.
under rock.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's nothing you guys are
Mm.
doing, that's fine. You guys are also welcome to just like, and I passed out, the end. But I just need to know if that's the case.
Uh, Before, I guess, not too long after we left off, Roshan would ask if Kinnison has any holy texts of the Connectrix, right?
Uh, Connectress.
Connectress? Okay.
Connectress.
Okay.
Forefog.
He smiles. Sadly, there is nothing that I can give you. The only tomes here are uh, journals, and I suppose those are more personal. But I can speak of the connectress and what I know. But I'm sorry, I don't have any written evidence.
I'm doesn't make her any less real in my mind.
Mm,
But perhaps I mean I haven't much need for sleep, so I'd love to hear uh, more stories about the Connectress, if you're willing to share.
of course, there are not too many stories, but uh, it's more the way I suppose people are affected by the connectress. Um, she is also referred to uh, reverently as decay. That is, I suppose, a shorthand, but it is it is a blessing.
Um, I think Roshan says there's something beautiful in being allowed to decay. It's not something we get on the surface.
And
And they
I
create such beautiful forests even without the light of the sun.
It is true, and the light that shines from the connectress, uh, her mushrooms. Very specifically, you've probably encountered them, the blue ones. That is a blessing from her. The They act quickly, they move quickly, spread in droves. So even if there is conflict, there will not be a confluence of corruption, at least not to the degree it would be um, uh, in this under the sun.
Mm.
Now, we are not free of corruption here. It is still here, especially in some areas. The closer you are to the mycelium, the luckier you would be in that regard to avoid. But um, on occasion, something gets past her.
Mm. Has there been anything particularly outside the norm in that regard?
Um, I've seen things in my younger days, but here in the Grove, I have not experienced much since.
We've been down here but a short time, but we've traveled through this dense forest of the mycelium and have been in other places where we've seen a gnomish man who fell and was taken by the mycelium rather than corruption. What would you wager the odds are that we carry the spores within us?
Oh, there is no doubt in my mind you carry many spores within you at this point. Um, would they be effective if you were to pass anywhere besides the Underdark? I am not sure. It is possible that that if you, I guess, set up in the shady enough spot and were close enough to the connectors, that you may be spared in that way. But I could not promise that. But you most certainly carry her spores within you.
And we'll ponder on that for a moment, or for a long moment.
Mm. I'm happy to answer questions as best I can. I do not consider myself uh, exponentially wise, and I am not very knowledgeable of current events by many years.
Mm.
I'm quite behind. I don't get the paper here.
Well, you know this area well. Um, you've been living in this grove at the very least for quite some time. You mentioned you've not seen very much in the way of disturbing wildlife. I don't know if this is something that actually exists in the Underdark, or if it's even in this part of the Underdark, perhaps elsewhere. But I've heard some stories about little mushrooms that can actually detect when creatures pass by and emit a loud scream, um, which then, draws larger predators, and then happy day for the mycelium they get to eat. But, it's a bit of a problem if you're trying to make your way through potentially dangerous place. You've not seen anything like that in this area, have you?
Oh, no, 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 no. They are more people size, about 6 feet tall, not small
Oh,
mushrooms.
I
But
see.
they do scream if you get too close, and then they just keep screaming for a long time.
Oh, that's dreadful.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and sometimes if you have a clusters close to each other, they'll hear
Oh
each other,
no.
and
And
then
one will set the
creatures
other
could
off.
triangulate using that.
Oh.
Yes.
Oof. Oh,
Is there
dreadful.
any way to calm them, make them stop screaming?
Your best bet is to not be close to them. If you move
Mm,
away from them, they usually stop after a little bit of time.
mm,
Um, they're sort of purple, circular markings on them,
mhm.
very apparent holes for spores.
Okay. All right.
Should be easy to find.
Okay. Especially since they're 6 feet tall, I feel like something purple and that large would be fairly difficult to miss, but it is quite dark down here sometimes, so
To be
best to
fair,
be
there
safe.
are many varieties of purple mushrooms that have similar markings, but you'll know if you stumble into one.
I'm sure we will.
Scream.
Nix, just a moment. I need to be clear. You said should be easy to find. You meant should be easy to avoid, right?
Well, either.
Mm,
Well, in fairness, if we stumble across one, it will be supremely easy to find it very shortly thereafter, I'm sure.
Right, or if we hear a scream in the distance, it might be one of them and we could easily find it.
Or perhaps track around it to not get eaten
Yeah.
by a giant bat. You have no need to fear such things, Nix. You're ridiculous.
It only tried to eat me.
Exactly. And it didn't succeed. Nothing that's tried to eat you has succeeded.
She's inedible.
Exactly.
And not just her cooking.
Well, I'm sure
Um,
some people can eat her cooking. She can.
Mm-hmm.
Kinnison sitting across the way, like shrugs a little.
Kinnison, I
Mm.
don't know how much you know of local or Underdark politics, but we did recently attend a party with, well, Queen Thruли was there, and Mbela was there, and who was the third one?
The Lady Lord
The Lady Lord, and the Lady Lord were there.
and the Embrace. That's the other one.
Yes.
Yes, and the Embrace.
The embrace.
Things are tense. They're at war. I assume you know, but I guess you do rather live quite remotely.
Well, I once again cannot speak for current events, but the last time that I was not living in the Grove, war was actively occurring, but that was, gosh, how long ago? Maybe 1,000 years ago?
Oh my. I'd say you
You've
hardly look a
been
day
here
over
for
800.
how long? You've been here for 1,000 years.
Give or take.
Incredible. How do you? Your skin looks amazing for 1,000 years.
That's
So
what
here's
I
what
was
I do
saying.
actually. Like, he's gonna go through his skincare routine.
Yes, we're taking notes.
He's
Nana
like,
and
this is what I
Roshan are just
do.
those bitches.
And this is what I do, and then let it sit on your face.
Oh my
Beautiful.
goodness. And you don't just wipe it off right away. That makes sense.
No, it's because there's little mites inside of it. They eat the dead skin.
Oh. Huh.
That's at least what my sister said. She could have been fucking with me.
Well, that's a fair chance. Siblings tend to do that, but
Hmm.
Ben
But
has lost interest at the idea of skincare as somebody that, as long as he doesn't die in combat, is probably going to look pretty fucking young forever. Like he's just starting to like update the map, just zoning out.
yeah, fair. Some of us don't have ever beautiful skin. Fen?
I find applying things like that difficult with the water. So I just
Right. I can understand that. And I
well, at
can't
least your
imagine
skin is hydrated.
very.
Mm.
that very difficult for it not to be, I think.
It is a shame they are still at war. I am not shocked by that knowledge. So that's a something that has always been.
Goodness. 1,000 years of
The
war.
the people upstairs have been meddling in an attempt to bring peace, which
Mm.
I think is a noble cause, but that peace, I'm sure, comes at a cost that is willingly paid by the richest among us upstairs, who stand to then profit from that peace. So,
Everything is done for a reason. And I am sure they are doing this out of the kindness of their hearts and the power they will achieve from it. That's why wars start, that's why wars end.
Hmm.
Seems not much has changed in 1,000 years then.
Mm, I suppose not.
I think one of Ave's books wrote it that war never changes. So, suppose 1,000 years would be long enough for one to start seeing some, if it was going to happen.
I suppose we'll see. Well, I might not.
Mm.
Well, perhaps in 100 or 200 years. Well, I don't think it'll take that long anyway. I'm sure Nyx will still be around to, if she hasn't
You
been
just
eaten by
pop up.
something sufficiently large. But
She pops up. Hey, war's over, dude. All right. Just let you know.
Sup?
I brought you a newspaper.
I'm planning to visit again,
Yeah.
so
Oh, anyone is welcome to visit. I would request that this not be the most well-known place in the
oh,
Underdark, but you are all
Absolutely.
welcome to return.
Thank you.
well, I promised a spider that I would come visit.
She is lovely, isn't she?
Hmm.
I didn't understand any of what she was saying, but she seemed quite nice.
Mm.
At the
Um,
mention that he doesn't want it to be the most well-known place, Fen is going to cross it off on his map, but instead he just put a big X there, making it more obvious.
He's like, oh no,
Oh
no.
no! I
Better
have
redact
to.
this.
That has to be burned after we are
I
done
have
using
to say
it.
this is the garbage pile instead of the nice grove.
Nothing
There's
to see
nothing
here.
here. The X of nothing in this spot.
The X of disappointment.
You shouldn't go there. It's big bummer.
Quick, Fen, invent whiteout.
Um, I'll I'll put on another pot of tea, and he'll start working on that for you guys, and maybe some heartier food in the dinner department.
Mm.
Mm.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Geld wants to ask him about his garden.
Mm.
What about it?
Just curious what all you can grow down here.
That is a very good question, but also probably not a helpful one to you.
Hmm.
This area of the Grove in particular, this area of the Underdark, is a gifted blessing, making the ground more fertile, making the plants grow taller, um, making a larger bounty. This is mostly the work of the man who came before me,
Hmm.
but uh, it is a creation of his, this little oasis, and it is meant to be fertile. It is meant to be self-sufficient, self-sustaining. It is meant to keep a couple people at most going for, I suppose, ever.
Wow. Hmm.
I don't think Fen would have to ask. He could probably just observe, but what does he use to fuel his cook fire? Does he have, like, is there wood of some sort here, or is he burning coal, or is it strictly magical? Or
Dried
Uh,
mushroom?
I was about to say it looks akin to, like, you saw that the mushrooms had like that peeling bark on the outside. It looks like it's something like that.
That makes sense.
Is it the same kind of like peeling bark that Nana like pricked her finger on?
It's hard to tell.
Okay.
It's in a fire.
Okay.
And it also looks like these ones are very dried out in comparison.
Okay. I think perhaps like at some juncture when Kinnison is not actively working on like cooking something,
Sure.
she'll just ask him, are there any mushrooms within the grove that could have toxic spines or anything on their exterior which could come off on a hand. I pricked myself earlier as we were coming through, and we've encountered plenty of toxic flora before, so there's been no symptoms forthcoming, but I thought I'd ask.
I suppose I could not say for certain, but usually it is damper mushrooms, like usually some sort of secretion that is
Mm,
usually an issue. And that can
okay.
be absorbed through the skin and does not need to break the skin to enter the bloodstream.
All right.
Um, but I would say keep the area clean.
Okay. All right.
But most of the time, it is usually like if you feel some more like the feeling of sap.
Mm.
And usually, like the skin goes a bit numb, and the
Oh,
effects become apparent pretty quickly.
right. Okay. I feel reassured then. There's been, like I say, no symptoms forthcoming, and it's been a while, so it's probably fine. Thank you.
Mm.
Hooray, Nana gets to keep her hand.
Sometimes roles don't mean anything, and sometimes they're just there to flavor something that's going on with somebody else. Uh,
Mm,
Listen, I'll keep an eye out for more of the ones that have stuff on them and I can collect it for later. Or I'll
Mhm.
touch it. It's fine.
you probably would be, knowing you.
Show
It's
us
like,
the oopy goopy mushrooms.
I won't encourage you to touch it with your bare hands, but I know darn well I can't stop you, so.
Anything else this evening?
Mm,
How's Rex looking? He doing okay?
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay. He chilling?
Yep, he's hanging out.
Okay. Alright. I feel like batting down is happening.
Just for ambiance, can I request that there are like small button mushrooms that are akin to marshmallows that we can roast over a fire as we
cute.
just take a moment of rest before we go to sleep?
Sure, you can have roastable little mushrooms.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, we can dip
Kinnison,
them in
like,
honey.
yeah, comes over and is like, always good to check, and like will like show. I'm sure at least our rangers know, but we'll show you like cutting the mushroom in half and being like, as long as it's pure white on the inside, you are perfectly safe to eat it. Blah blah blah.
Mm.
If there's any discoloration, do not eat it.
Yeah.
But what if I want to?
I could not
Head
stop you if I tried.
head
Wait.
turns
That's what I'm
sharply to
saying.
Nyx.
I'll only ask if you wind up vomiting, please don't do it near me.
Mm, I'll just keep them for later.
Mm,
Fair enough.
Yeah, you guys spend time roasting some mushrooms and
I love it.
you get some more tea, you get some very heavily not mushroom, but vegetable and fruit based meals. Um, and eventually those 3 hours probably end up passing to some degree, and it is like you can feel the exhaustion sort of weighing on you a bit. Doesn't mean you have to pass out right now, but like 4/5 of the party are exhausted.
Yeah. I'll take first watch. Have a rest.
Sounds great. I'm gonna put Goose out next to you on the staff. He'll help. Oh, lie down.
I'm sure he will.
Kinnison's like like just basically like leans out the window. He's like, um so most things cannot enter the oasis without permission. So you do
mm,
not have to take watch if you'd prefer not to, but I also will not
Oh,
stop you.
that's good to know.
He's just leaning out the window in his little nightcap,
mm.
just like a
Thank
little old
you.
man.
really is a safe home around here. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you, Kinnison. I might just call it a night then. I don't know.
Well, I'll be in and out of the mansion probably, but I'm not so exhausted that I need to sleep. So I'm enjoying the ambiance though. So
Hmm.
I'll keep an eye out for everyone.
If you have need of anything, don't hesitate to wake me.
Of course.
Okay. People get comfortable in their little setups.
Hmm.
Out in nature, instead of inside of the mansion, even though it is available and you could
Yeah.
pop inside if you were like, I'm tired of sleeping on the ground, grandpa.
Yeah.
And
It's
uh,
so rare we get to be like outside in nature, unprotected, and just get to sleep and not expect a fight.
yeah, so you're free to sleep as you wish. um Roshan, anytime you like leave the mansion, you can hear like Kinnison like moving around a bit like in the house. It doesn't seem like he's immediately gone to sleep when everybody's set up. It seems like he's still like up and about and doing things.
Yeah, I think when it gets quiet enough that everyone's gone to bed and stopped fussing with their covers and finally starts to sleep, I think Roshan thinks about the things that Kinnison had said earlier, and he would uh, give just a gentle knock on the door.
Uh, it's kind of like you tap on the door and the door just sort of opens. Like it's just the weight of your knock pushes the door open.
Um, Kinnison, I hope I'm not disturbing any rest. You look like you're ready for sleep, so feel free to send me away.
Oh, he kind of like looks down at himself. I think I just got in the habit. Everybody else started getting ready for bed, and then I thought I must as well. And yet I'm still finishing up. So I don't plan to lay down uh in the next couple minutes. I am good.
Okay. Well, something you said earlier. Um, how how do you do it? How did you?
Uh
No!
try again. How did you what? It like cut out immediately.
How
It was
did
like no.
you.
How did you? Who knows?
How did you let everything go?
Mm. It's not a straightforward answer. It is not something that I will think will bring you clarity, but I will tell you what it was for me, and it was not my choice. Not at the beginning. I was um I was fanatical. Uh my worship and my loyalty to my country, to protecting people, that's what I thought I was doing, protecting people, even when I did things that most certainly did not feel like that. Um and then I was felled, and then I was saved by Yanula, and I realized perhaps that maybe my biggest impact needed to be with myself, the things close by, the things I could touch, to make something grow, to tend, to nurture. And these were things I had never gotten to experience, and even in a way towards me, I suppose. Um, it wasn't a choice to be here or to be chosen, and I could have left at any time. That was apparent. Maybe not so much now, but I realized that I was neither help nor hinder, that I was simply a tiny cog in the grander schemes of people much more powerful than me, growing fatter with money and wealth and power, weapons, territory. I was not making any impact anywhere, even if it felt like I was at the time. It felt like I was doing something grand. And now I watch something grow every day. And it's it's hard to pull myself away from that.
Thank you for saying.
Mm,
I feel similarly. I'm, well, feels like my whole life has been heading toward something that I didn't know until very recently, even what it was, and I still don't fully understand it. Um, but I know that what or who I am afterward, it'll never be the same as what I am now. Um, and it can't be the same as how I grew up because I was made for this one thing. And I suppose it just, after everything, it sounds nice to be able to sit and watch something grow every day.
mm. Um, I was always destined, in my mind, in the people's eyes, for war. You start young. They train you, they teach you. Um, it is what I assumed I existed for, was to be pointed in a direction and to go liberate or conquer. I would like to know more of your worry, of your self perceived goal, the place you think you must end up. And maybe it's true, but you could have talked to me 1,000 years ago, and it would have been a much different conversation.
Well, eschewing perhaps the most interesting parts of the story,
Mm,
um, we seek Dane's life um, to enhance my power, and Roshan will pull off a glove and show off his tattooed hand.
mm,
And me and my sister were meant to be a vessel to mature power, and my teacher has found a way to, through a little bit of everyone's sacrifice, to become something new, a new power, something divine, but made of us and divinity. And it's the only thing I can think to do that will, I don't know, stop war in the overworld. Because before we knew what we were doing, we were already set on a path, and that path protected the West from corruption, the devastation that corruption can bring, and instead gave all of that devastation over to the East. And I suppose I haven't spent too much time thinking of alternatives because this has been placed in front of me, and it's something that I want. I thought it would feel better to want it, but everything's so complicated, so connected and messy. And so it seems ideal to just set things down and watch something grow.
I do not mean this in any sort of attacking way. I just want it to be something you ponder, even if it is not now. You and your compatriots, maybe everyone involved in this something new. What happens if you don't do it? If you looked at your orders given and you said no, what would truly change? And if you were to go through with this, what would change? Not the good that you see in it, but the things in the shadows that you cannot see.
Those are the things that I can't help but to ponder. And I've pondered 1,001 little things that could go wrong. And maybe it's just my hubris, but if it doesn't happen, then what have I done any of this for? If I get this far and then stop, how do I find meaning in the loss that has already happened and would happen if not for my hands in it?
I have caused a lot of harm. Uh, a lot of harm. And there is a part of me that has always considered, what if I reintegrate? What if I start connecting to these communities and do outreach, craft medicine, help? And all of them have people that do that. They are the people that do that. These communities have existed without me for thousands of years. They don't need me because the only reason I would be there is to alleviate some weight upon me. That would be the only reason, is to make myself feel better for everything I have done. And I do not regret stopping all connection, good or bad. I was boon nor bane to the world. I think everyone is boon nor bane. I think anyone could just stop. and the world would keep turning, as is death, decay. Each one of us will die, and yet communities will continue, and babies will be born, and if somebody will come up with some fantastic new skincare routine to make mine look silly. I don't think what you're doing is wrong. I don't know what you're doing, to be fair. So I'm just going to assume, based on my brief knowledge of all of you, is that what you're trying to do is good. And I'm telling you, maybe it's not necessary.
I think Roshan's first thought is to scoff at that, but then I think he hears the truth in it and has a new moral conundrum of, well, if it's not necessary, but it's good or could be good, then should he still do it? And I think he smiles instead and um, well, I've not to say that what you've said didn't help, but
Mm,
I think I'm still where I started,
I
just with a different reference.
I have no intention of dissuading you. You know your situation better than me. But perhaps, as you said, you have been dwelling on the small things that could go wrong, the outcomes, the in-betweens. How about take a moment and perhaps maybe look smaller, closer? If you look at the small things you wanted to fix, the small things nearby, would that maybe quell this need that you have walked for so long and so far, and that you have actually accomplished purpose in just kindness to the things you can touch and not some overarching grand ideal?
I think it may take me 1,000 years to think like that,
Mm,
but I do think it has meaning. In no small way, it is just the same kind of meaning that I hope to bring, just a difference in scale.
mm. Agree to disagree. Grand scale never comes easy and is a falsehood. But I hope maybe you changed my mind.
Well, thank you. I I appreciate your thoughts. I think I'm going to spend some time in your garden,
Mm,
feeling, trying to feel connected.
of course. Don't let me stop you.
And I think Roshan will head back out to the garden where the basically where the mushrooms meet the fresh soil at the edge of this oasis. And I think Roshan will sink his fingers into the dirt and um, less a structured prayer and more of just letting a meditation, but not structured. Just let himself try to feel connected with the surroundings, with the mushrooms, with uh, the frequency of this place.
Okay. Anything else for Sean? Everybody else is taking a little snooze.
That's it for him.
Okay. Uh, Well, in that case, you all get a long rest. So your level of exhaustion is expunged. And it's a little early, but I think that'll work, especially for our people who maybe need to pick spells if they're so inclined. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Thanks for being here. Go get a snack and a drink, and we'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
Thank you, 10.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cold for episode 246 of On the Backs of Gods. We just took our 10-minute break. We're in the Underdark. Everybody just took a little nap, and Roshan can add to his list of thinking thoughts and not change his mind even a little bit because he's a stubborn little bitch. He's like, sorry. Thanks, though. Thanks. Well, good night.
I know I asked, but no, okay,
No,
bye.
I specifically asked for your opinion and life experiences, but I'm good. Thank you. And you guys get a long rest and you wake up and you are rejuvenated, no longer experiencing any levels of exhaustion. Um, is there anything you want to do in the morning, or is it have a snack and start hoofing it? Kinnison said that he would help lead you out of the grove, so whenever you're ready, he will be ready.
And he was saying earlier in the day was better for that rather than later. He'd rather not be out late at
Yeah,
night.
it seems
or
that's
close
probably
to
the best
dark.
for everybody, as it is now morning. And he's like, you guys can wait till lunch if you wanna. He's like, that'll work
Feels
for me
like
too.
this morning works for us. I feel like snack and go is probably the vibe unless somebody is urgently in need of staying for a particular reason.
I think Keld will be, with Kinnison's guidance, gathering some stuff to make some little snacks for the road.
Nice.
Yeah,
Edible mushrooms.
He'll lead you around and he brings you over to the garden and lets you take from that, pick from the herbs and whatnot.
Nice.
I think Fenn's gonna try and discreetly look at the little pile of stuff that we left from our own rations as like gifts and trade goods, and just make sure there's nothing from Nick's in there, and like remove it from the pile just in case.
Nix, did you add anything to the snack pile?
No, I kept all of that for myself.
That's
Okay.
for me.
Just double checking. Not
If
making a
you
big
find
production of
anything,
it.
you can hand it over. It's fine.
If
Nix's
it's in there, it
snacks are
was an
Nix's
accident,
snack.
and give it to me. We hoofing it?
Seems
Okay.
I
like
feel
it.
like. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel as though better we get an early start and make up what time we can. 3 hours isn't a lot of time traveling in the large scheme of things, but still, best to move when we can.
Nix, are you giving yourself and Keld dark vision? Neat. All right.
Sight.
Yeah, you wake up and you're like, it's dark. It's fucking dark. And perhaps nobody has noticed, but Rex has just been dealing with it. Rex is just like, well, if I can't see, man, I'll go from there.
If he is visibly unable to see, I'll give him dark vision too.
You're welcome to give it to. He's gone this long without it.
Oh, God.
We've just been letting our archer go without dark vision? I mean, our
Yeah,
other archer go without dark vision?
He can't see. He's a
He's-
human person.
He's dealing with so much else. Why can't he just put this on the pile?
Yeah, he's been doing it for the time that you've been here. When you were in town, like the area was illuminated in a way where he could be functional, but like once you guys are in the more natural areas, he's been like, all right. I can see
Nana
shapes
has
of people.
We were wandering in the
forgotten a
dark.
lot
Vision.
about that. Like, she's been just ambiently experiencing the benefits of this, hag deal wherein she can now see in the dark quite a long ways. And it just is that way. And it's kind of got her starting to forget where places are actually dark and hard for people to see when they can't just
I mean,
see.
he hasn't
This is
complained
new.
or anything. He's just
Yeah.
he's going
just been
with through it.
chilling.
He's like, okay.
Okay.
If he needed to, he'd probably light a torch or something, but
Yeah.
there's a group of people marching around him, which he can hear
Yeah.
well enough.
True.
I
But
feel like I could notice this man is squinting a little. Oh, over. You should have told me you can't see either. I'll give him dark vision.
This is definitely different.
Uh huh.
Thank you.
Panic streaks across his face.
He's like, I was honestly being in
Take
the
it
dark
back.
was easier.
Take it back.
It lasts for 8 hours.
Good to know. Good internal clock then.
Mm-hmm.
Rufio's a badger today.
Cool.
Just a plain old badger.
giant
Just a
or
normal badger.
normal badger.
Rex is
the-
just holding him now, so he just has Rufio, and he's like, okay.
Yes. He has a badger buddy. He's just big and round.
Is everyone ready? Okay.
Ready when you are.
I should be able to navigate us through easy enough. I'm perhaps not as agile as I used to be, so hopefully my pace is not too much of a detriment.
And you start sprinting.
He's like, okay, goodbye.
Honestly, so long as you're not going full tilt, dead ahead, you'll be much easier to follow than one of our friends.
Hmm. Well, I'll probably be walking.
I think we'll be all right then. But thank you for your consideration.
He packs himself a few things. I would say if you want to notice, you can. There is a moment where he like kind of like stops and like kind of like looks at his armor and glaive. You can tell that these things have been well maintained. They are at least 1,000 years old and they look new. He takes care of these things on the daily, but it does not look like they have like really left the space and been used. And he takes a moment and looks at them and then walks past and goes out in his white and gray robes, barefooted, no visible weapon, just his staff, which does not look like the sturdiest piece of mushroom bark in the world, and is going to start
Decent as
leading
a
the way.
walking stick, but not much as a bonking stick.
Yeah, it can maybe get a couple bonks in, you think, but you don't know. You're not mushroom experts.
True.
Maybe Nyx could make a guess, and she's like, at least this many bonks in it, but
It's got a solid 3, I think, before it splinters more.
mm, and Kinnison will start leading the way. He walks through the space, sort of just like an old man on a stroll in the park, very like involved and aware, like observing the nature, but there is no hint of like fear or need to move quickly. It is just a man strolling through the forest.
Honestly, that's nice.
Uh,
I've been caught unawares by bats before. I'm gonna keep an eye out just in case.
mm,
Situational awareness, I think, is warranted.
It's okay. They'll get me if there's going to be one.
uh,
I'm ready.
I don't know. I tangent on occasion, but I don't normally Jillian tangent. For some reason, I have a bat story. One time when I was younger, I was at an event outside. It was maybe a 4th of July thing, and I'm sitting on like a fence, like watching maybe the fireworks, unclear. And then that's when a bat full on smacks me in the back of the head, like runs into the back of my head, gets tangled in my hair, is freaking out. And I'm sitting on a fence freaking out, and eventually it untangles itself and flies away. But just I got bonked.
If you don't mind my adding to your tangent, when I was younger, a very similar event, uh, staying with some friends on top of a mountain in Snowflake, Arizona, and we're like hanging out in like a bonus room, like a built out room on top of their garage. We're like just sitting around watching a movie or something. Just my brother and me, and there's like friends of the family, like kids. The kids are all up there, and heard a thwack, and all of a sudden something hit me, and I was like, "What on earth was that?" A bat had flown into the ceiling fan and been catapulted, like, batted bat towards me and hit me. This day it was fine. It was stunned. We let it go, but
Mm.
yeah.
That's what bats do
Poor
for
little guy.
whether they want to or not. They are just slamming into the backs of people's heads. Um, and maybe that'll happen here in the Mushroom Grove, but
I
you
hope
all
not.
are just following Kinnison. Is there anything you want to do while you are traveling, or are you just meandering with this old man?
I was gonna keep an eye out for bats. I rolled a natural one, which means
Mm.
I
Hmm.
get a. It's actually a 22, unless you count natural ones on skill checks as
You
automatic
know
fails.
damn well that I count ones on skill checks.
All right.
Jillian counts nat ones in damn near every
I
scenario.
take
A
into
nat
account
one
what they add
encounters.
up to, but I do take into
Right.
account that they were a nat one. So I'll leave it to
Right.
you, Fen. Do you think every rush of the wind, every shift in the shadow overhead with a nat one, but a 22 is a big bat?
I think Fen gets a 22 on observation for anything, but if there is a big bat, he doesn't see it.
Perfect. You see everything else.
Oh
Everything else
no.
perfectly in view. Bats blind.
You
You
see
are
me
bat
adding
blind.
stuff to my bag that I probably shouldn't be.
Yeah, Nyx has been
Yeah,
like
that
loading up with mushrooms.
you just can't stop seeing that and wondering exactly what those things are going to go into later.
Mm.
You wish you could
Um,
unsee it, but you can't. Nana, I
anything
think,
else?
Keld's
is
keeping
looking
eyes out
out.
for the blue blessed mushrooms.
Ooh.
Just as
Those are the ones that are in like people when they die,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
Mm,
the
That's the
blessed
blessing
mushrooms
of
are like specifically built
and I'm
upon.
looking for corpses.
I'm looking for
Mm.
corpses.
I'm
Go
looking to
ahead
see if
and
there's any corpses in here. Might
go
be.
ahead and give me. I'll let you do nature for your trying to find if there's any blue mushroom about.
Hmm.
You got a good
Just looking
description of it, and
for
we've seen it before.
some. I also got a natural one.
Oh
Yeah.
no! None
To
of
be
the...
honest, the blue mushrooms haven't been overly aggressive in this area. Like
Mm.
it seems that there are these huge mushrooms in the space, and
That's
then there's a bunch
probably
of
a good
smaller ones.
sign.
But like the blue ones don't seem as prominent, which is
Mm.
interesting for like a maybe a place of worship of decay. But maybe this isn't exactly a place of worship is something that Keld takes into mind. Like this is where
Mm.
maybe a follower lives, but it is not a holy place,
Right.
perhaps.
Okay.
As he walks past like a grouping of blue mushrooms, and he's just like, ah,
Yep.
well. There are none. Anything else?
Nana will be on the lookout for critters, beasts, peoples, things that may be, you know, could be worth taking note of. Situational awareness.
Sure, can roll me perception.
I will do so. Ooh, lovely. Let me just, because I do have advantage on perception. That's not better. Okay. Uh, that's 30. 30 perception.
Seeing things in the grove is a lot easier today as the fog has rolled through already.
Aha.
You guys are able to see a lot further in front of you, and it's, I would say,
Oh, thank
probably
God.
less scary.
Oh my
And you
goodness,
can
this place
see,
is so much nicer now.
yeah, that there
Without all the
are like
fog.
animals that inhabit the area, a large variety of bugs and things that kind of look like frogs, and then things that kind of resemble like squirrels and rabbits.
Huh.
It is
Mammals
a
or...
there's mammals, yeah,
Okay. Huh.
things in the amphibian department, perhaps reptile. You don't know unless you
Interesting.
got hands on them.
Well,
You're
yeah.
like, I don't know what that is, but
It
slimy.
look scaly or slimy or both.
Yeah, there's just the area seems to be full of creatures that you either could not see yesterday, or when the
Mm,
fog rolled through, they kind of hunkered down.
okay.
Um, but it's like any other forest.
Hmm. It's beautiful here.
Mm.
Honestly, I'm really sorry that we had to first encounter this place when it was all shrouded in all of that fog. Yeah, it's it's lovely.
Uh, I think people assume the place is dangerous and cursed, and I did a long time ago. So,
Mm.
no harm, no foul.
To be fair, we only had that assumption because people told us the place was dangerous and cursed. But
Mm,
And
that's what
you
I've
know
heard.
what? In keeping with our promise to you, we will make sure that the legend of this place being dangerous and cursed continues.
Uh, However you wish to speak of this place, you are welcome.
I believe I'll leave it at dangerous and cursed just for the sake of brevity, but
Mm.
if people ask questions, maybe I'll fill in some of the more horrible things that were going through my mind yesterday just to scare them off.
Kinnison is leading the way. Go ahead, Finn.
I was going to say, come for the fog, stay for the giant spiders.
Mm.
Right. That's a nice tagline, actually.
You all watch Kinnison like stop, and it kind of looks like you were at what is kind of like a dead end. Like it is like just a very densely packed area of mushrooms. And he sort of like looks at it for a second. Uh, I've not gone out this far in some time.
Mm.
And he puts a hand up against one of the mushrooms, and you watch all of the veins in his exposed arm illuminate a bright blue.
Oh.
And you can see these veins of illumination move through the mushrooms in the area and spread to every mushroom that you can see within range, and then beneath your feet also, just this spreading like blue veins that just go on forever. Oh,
I think
right.
Is this the
Mm.
connectress?
I was going to say, I think Fan gets on his tippy toes so as not to step on any of the blue veins.
Sorry, sorry.
Don't step
Suddenly,
on Mother's back or
suddenly
any of these.
aware of these veins of mycelium beneath his feet, and he's like, "Oh shit! Oh shit!
There's
Oh
so
shit!"
many. There's so many. They're everywhere.
Oh, and he pulls his hand away. Oh, thank you. And he does a little backtrack and goes around in a slightly different direction.
Ah. Was that the the connectress? Were you connecting to her just then?
Uh, in a way, yes, but it was just a connection to the mycelium in general. They are all connected to each other.
Hmm.
Underground networks of thought.
Hmm. It's beautiful.
And that's why I knew you were coming and you were allowed to step into the grove, because the mycelium spoke of you the second you stepped in.
That makes sense. I hope we were
Mm.
not terrible house guests to the mycelium as we were making our way through. We
Mm.
weren't trying to do much damage.
It seems they could tell.
That's good.
And he continues leading the way at a decently slow pace. And you're like,
Mm.
honestly, I don't know if we'd be moving faster if we were stealthing
Yeah.
and trying to guess where to go. So you're
Yeah.
like, all right, actually,
Yeah.
probably
This
pretty
works
good.
out.
And it
Guarantees
is,
of like where to go if we run into a dead end too. So
yeah,
that's nice.
um, it is a simple enough walk. You're probably in the mycelium for another 2-ish hours before he eventually stops and points ahead. Uh, I I can't go further. Uh, but you will, a few steps forward, and you will be in the clear.
Thank you very
Mm.
much for all of your help. Honestly,
Mm,
Kinnison. You've been a wonderful host and a good friend.
I try. It's the and he kind of just like waves his hand. I have no more wisdom to give. You are great house guests.
Thank you. Hopefully, we'll be able to see you again sometime.
Mm.
I thank you for sharing your space with us and your advice. I hope the next time we meet, I don't need uh, advice is too poor a word, but I hope it is under circumstances where we can share each other's company and not be off as soon as we must.
Mm. Well, you all know where to find me.
It'll be much faster next time.
I have no doubts.
Mm-hmm.
It's certainly a much different experience passing through. Firstly, knowing that it's a fairly peaceful space. Secondly, being able to see it.
Mm. Well, do not let me hold you up.
Nor we you. Take care.
Thank you, Kennison.
Mm. He'll nod, and you all continue forward. Nix, you take a glance back as he steps through a mushroom, and you know immediately is back home. And that he could have
Hell yeah.
easily transported all of you to the edge of the forest instantly, and decided
Sure,
to take
but
you on a little walk instead.
you know what? It's
She's
the
not going
little
to tell
things.
anybody. We needed the fresh air and the
We
time to
did.
just chill.
Yes.
He knew.
Yeah,
I
he's like,
feel as though
"These guys
if
could use a
Nana
walk."
had seen, she'd also figured the very same, but we're good.
But no, I got my guarantee I'm allowed to use these mushrooms that way. That's all I
Uh-huh.
needed to know.
That's also true, which is nice.
Hmm.
It takes
Yeah.
about 5 minutes, and you are free of the mushroom grove.
Well, hey. All
You
right.
you are pretty close to the river, and you know that if you vaguely follow that, at least in the direction it goes, that you are going the right way.
Brilliant. Well, it seems
And
as though we're not too far off course.
yeah, and you were also told the vagaries from Borbate that you'll have to go through the field of Moonshay, and if you like pass the field of Moonshay, you've gone too far. And he says you'll know it when you see it.
Okay. Well, all right.
So eyes out for this field of Moonshay.
I feel as though a field and something obvious in it should present itself quite obviously down here, where we're more likely to find small cabins.
Probably.
Hmm.
Um, Honestly, I'm willing to take passive navigation unless people wanted to roll dice and make them make click clack noises, but um,
I feel like
Hmm.
we've got a good grip on where we're going and what we're doing.
this is probably the most straightforward, at least in the Underdark, that you have been,
Yeah.
where you're like, we
It's
kind of know where we're going.
Actually, maybe also ever.
We're kind of
Hmm.
adventurers.
I'll just look for cool stuff to pick up and put in my bag.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nana will just be like keeping an eye out just on the off chance that there's anything worth noting.
Hmm.
Moving creature of note or, I don't know, interesting landmark should we need it.
I'll give you some weird herbs, Nix. Roll me nature first. Then we'll roll on this chart, and then these things will canonically be in the Underdark,
Hmm.
or at least the Underdark version of them.
14.
Okay. For a 14, I will give you three herb situations. So how about you give me 3 D100 rolls real quick?
Okay.
Love me some D100s.
79.
Ooh.
32 and 15.
Okay. Um, kind of want to Google these things so I can describe them. Because what the fuck is this? What the fuck is any of these things?
Hmm.
Interesting. You stumble across a green plant, shock, awe, um, with almond-shaped leaves. The texture looks smooth, but they're like a little warbly on the sides, a little jagged. They also have a cluster of small white flowers that seem to be in the beginning of wilt. You first find Thunder God Vine, now canonical to the Underdark, and it works for me. And then we have. Okay. You see another plant with a much sharper edge to it on the leaves, almost spiked and green, with red berries in clusters. You find mistletoe. And 15. This might be a weird one. You find a sort of squat bush-like tree that seems to be bearing fruit. They look like oranges.
Well, I have to take some.
Yep.
I'm just going to label them as weird oranges in my bag.
That makes sense to me. Do you take a little nibble?
Seems like everyone's focused on us getting where we're going, so yes.
Okay. It is incredibly sour and incredibly bitter. This orange is difficult to eat as is. It is a bitter orange.
I'm going to get more.
Yeah. You're like probably makes a good marmalade. Usually the grosser the fruit, the better the marmalade.
Crab
So
apples, fantastic marmalade.
those are your 3 plants. Yeah, Nana, there's a billion horrible and normal ass things in the Underdark. If I had just a roll chart for you to encounter just Underdark things, I'd do it. But if I found a list, it'd probably be like basilisk, basilisk,
Oh
basilisk,
no!
death cap. I'd be
Oh
like, oh,
God!
okay, cool.
Yeah, see, the thing is, we need like a whimsical Underdark encounter
Yeah.
table rather than a everything in the Underdark wants to kill you encounter table.
You know. But I don't. No, a lot of like hazards and what have you. I'll say at a distance you see one of those mushrooms that was described to you, the purple ones that may scream, but you're like, but he also said that there's a bunch of them that look like that. So at a distance you don't know. You can only know by approaching. And if it is it, it'll start screaming.
Nana will not be approaching that mushroom, thank you very much. She will not
Okay.
direct Nyx's attention to it. If Nyx notices it, that's the god's will.
Right. Anything else for the trek as you all stomp forward? Okay. You're walking for a while. It is a long trek through the Underdark. I'd say you probably hit another 4 hours of travel. And then you see what looks like a sea of blue spread out on the ground before you.
Oh.
It is a sea, a field of blue mushrooms, the byproduct of hundreds or thousands of deaths. This is the byproduct of war, a sea of mushrooms, a field of moonshade.
I see.
Well, there they are.
I was like, I found the
I
blue
think
mushrooms.
knowing this context before we step foot into the field, Nana will take a knee and just respectfully set a hand before this mass burial ground. This is not unlike what we have seen and had to deal with ourselves in a couple different scenarios, and it is never a pleasant thing to contend with. So she just sits in recognition of the lives lost here for just a bit before we move on.
I think Roshan is interested to perhaps find a fortress here, if there is one in the field, or uh, he
If
his
it's not
first
up.
thought is if we don't see it right away, he hopes it's not down.
Mm.
We have to find a way to go
We
even
went
deeper.
through an
but
upside down fortress already once, god dang it, and that one was an underwater level too.
Yeah, Roshan, you can roll me a perception check as you. It is just like this blue hum of light.
that is 26.
Your dark vision is here. She's present. She's in the room with us. You can see that there is something in the distance. You just can't. You see that there is a large shape, but from this distance, you can't make out like any details.
Well, my dark vision perhaps isn't as good as yours, but there, and he looks at the rangers. But there is a probably structure
Oh,
there in the middle.
let me have a look. Like how far out are we talking? My dark vision goes out 120 feet, but if it's further than that,
Further,
okay. It's beyond
I
mine, but I
in
see
this
what you're talking
illuminated
about.
area, something 100 feet away, all of you would be able to see.
Good point. Good point. I can see the shape that you're talking about, though. Definitely. Goodness. It's a long way in, but it's a direct route from the looks of it, so long as there's nothing hidden by the scenery. Hopefully not.
Well, speaking of things hidden by the scenery, I know it's been a long time, but if we're walking on what used to be corpses, um, just keep your wits about you.
I
The
think that's
danger
wise.
didn't stop once we left the forest.
Is there any obvious way around this field, or is it just as far as the eye can see that we're going to have to walk through this to get to the fortress?
You could probably get around it. You just don't know if, first off, you would have to march back into it to get to the fortress. But that is likely based on the fact that a war occurred around it. So you think it is likely that the entirety of the fortress is wrapped around this field, or the field is wrapped around this fortress. Um, you can see where it ends, and it is about a mile out. but probably have to step into it anyways.
I don't mean to be disrespectful either way. Do you think it would be more reverent if we flew over it rather than trod through it? Might be able to get us right up on the wall.
Well, depends on how the breath of Ymir is feeling, but might not be a bad idea. Just to
Doesn't
be
seem too
polite.
windy.
Would you like to check and see how windy it is?
How
Kel's like,
fucking
it's pretty
windy
good up
is it?
here. Up here, pretty cool. You know what? I'll roll on the D20. We want an 11 or higher.
Hmm.
In this space, it is not it's more of a brisk sort of breeze. You can see that like there is wind, at least in the area where you are currently standing. You don't hear it like whipping around, but you don't know how it might be further ahead. But currently where you are, it seems to be not too harsh.
I mean, we could just tiptoe through if you think that's the safer way. I just don't want to make any enemies down here that we don't need to.
Can't say I blame you on that point. But perhaps it might be wise to hold on to that particular ability just on the off chance that we need a rapid escape further just than this.
If you want, I can ask the mushrooms if they're okay with us walking through them with the staff.
Perfect.
Couldn't hurt.
Polite.
Okay, I'll pull the staff out and use
Never hurts
some
to be polite.
charges to speak with plants.
Speak with mushy friend.
What do you say?
They couldn't hurt, but also maybe it could hurt.
I mean, who knows?
I'm just talking to them. It's fine.
They don't innately deal psychic damage or anything. They're not psychedelic.
It's
That we
fine.
know.
I'll sit down next to them and I'll just ask them, is it okay if we walk through you to get to that big building?
Nyx, it is as if something gripped you and pulled you forward. You feel your essence move through the field at like a rapid speed and
Ooh!
spread out amongst millions of minds, all with the same thought. Hello. It ricochets through your brain as you are spread thin across
Ooh.
all of these entities in this one space. It verges on painful, but it is not causing you pain currently. It's also making you feel incredibly disconnected from your body.
Well, I was just wondering if we could walk through here. Is it going to feel the same if we walk?
And you can hear like a mixture of responses. You hear somebody just like step, 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 and it's like stepped before, many step, some step, long time since stepped.
Oh, okay. That's very helpful. Sounds like no one's been walking here for a while, guys.
Okay. Well,
So
perhaps since we know for a fact that these are, the connectress's specific blessing, perhaps it would be polite and wise to just go over, maybe, in fact. What do you all think?
Go over what?
like as when?
Fly over the mushrooms, just on the off chance that it may cause some damage that we do not intend.
Dig your fingers into the dirt. Only Nyx can hear this.
Well, what happens if I do that?
What?
Connection.
Okay. She'll do it.
Okie dokie.
You watch blue tendrils move up Nyx's arms, her veins illuminating a bright blue.
Oh.
Hmm.
Nix, are you
Nyx,
all right?
your eyes wide out completely. Um,
Nix?
Does she
Uh,
look to
bu-
be in pain?
um, Nyx, you do feel yourself once again removed from like your body. It is
Mhm.
not a painful experience, but you do you have like fully visually left the space.
Hmm.
You've checked out. Your body's still here.
Keld is watching intently.
It looks like she's, I don't know, is crying or something.
I think she might be talking to the mushrooms.
Just having a
Okay.
little chat.
This is how talking works.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
connect.
Okay.
Yeah, Fen is like standing there ready to like grab her and pull her away, but he is not doing it
If need
yet.
be.
He's just that is
Readying the action.
yeah.
Nyx, it is as if time is going a year a second. The way the mushrooms shift and jostle in front of you, moving incredibly fast as they seem to be shrinking back down, as if time is going backwards. You watch them sink back into the earth, and where they once were, bodies. Large bodies. Some of them giant in size, some of them closer to your size. A sea of them, filling up the same space that the field once took. It is the scent of blood and ash and this strange burning smell that like you can feel in the back of your throat. A sea of bodies, and then you watch as they stand up and they fight. And then they're gone. And it is an empty field. Blank. The connectress waits below the soil, but has no reason to be there yet. And then it all rushes forward. The bodies fight, they fall, the mushrooms feast upon them. And you are back in the space with everyone else.
Uh, okay. I don't really know what they're trying to tell me other than I got to see everybody that died.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
mhm.
You mean from the war that all of this came
Yeah,
from? All right. I suppose they were showing
that they feast on the dead.
perhaps, but also perhaps that's the last time anyone walked
Yeah.
through here.
Also, you guys know
No.
that multiple times people have talked about coming and looting this place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People.
So I think they're fine. They just if we die, they'll probably eat us. But
Okay.
They were gonna
So
do
long as
that
we
even
don't
if we
die.
didn't die here.
yeah,
Fair.
Mm.
And Roshan will take a step. Everyone's being so cautious, but he's
I'll
so
join
close.
him. I'll
Okay.
walk
Right
with
there.
him.
All right. We'll step in.
I'm pretty sure I'm friends with them now. So
Fair enough. I feel
They
like
didn't
you
scream at you, right?
know if we screwed up pretty quick.
Okay. Roshan leads the way. It is a horrific crunch underfoot in some spots. You do not know if it is armor or weapons or bone. It is
mm,
crunchy. It is a visceral experience walking through the field. Even just avoiding the mushrooms, which is not 100% doable, but is doable a little bit. It is awful feeling. The crunch of something underfoot that you can't really see, something buried beneath the mushrooms or the dirt with each step. And occasionally, as you move through, just a flurry of spores, bright blue, luminescent, as you move through the space, sort of leaving like a tail of spores behind you as you walk through the field of Moonshay. Um, You
That's
can
beautiful.
see up ahead there is what looks to be an old flag on a weathered piece of wood, scraps, bits, moving gently in Ymir's breath. Uh, as you get closer, you can see that they're on this faded old flag. Looks to be a circular shape, perhaps a moon, and in the center, an eye. You move forward. There is a huge structure. Uh, It seems to be built of heavy stone. The walls are marred by time and moisture. It is buttressed walls, covered in battlements. There are arrow slits in the outer wall. Um, this structure is built for creatures around double your height, is your guesstimation based on what you are looking at. Um, the structure itself is incredibly tall, but it looks to be mostly one story. There are two towers in opposite corners of the structure that go up to a second level. The one in the front tower, is caved in at the roof and charred black, the stone left jagged and spiked. You can see that the river running alongside cuts through next to it, going through an old river gate. Um, uh, a mostly the remains of a river gate, probably meant for stopping river faring travelers, but now not doing very much. Uh, you can see that there are arch dams expanding into the water. A lot of them seem to have fallen, and the area is full of rubble and debris. You can see what you assume to be the remains of ships that rest below the water. The sharp wood sticks out like jagged, broken bones. Um, you can see that there is an entryway, a portcullis, and it's propped up. Looks like somebody has pushed like a cart underneath it and has propped up the portcullis to about a humanoid height. Not its full height. It looks like it could go on at least triple what it currently is. Um, from where you are standing, you can see the interior, the beginnings of a very shadowy bailey area, just this kind of sparse sort of courtyard area behind the wall. Um, and this place seems to be illuminated with mushrooms. By comparison, the water next to it looks incredibly dark, almost black, as no mushrooms seem to be over there illuminating it. But the door's propped open.
Huh. It's fascinating.
Seems
So,
as good an invitation as any, I suppose. And I think Roshan would first cast a detect magic with a spell slot and see what, if anything, probably not, hopefully not, shows up.
You feel like the glow from the mushrooms intensifies a little bit, but currently nothing stands out to you.
Good. Well, these first few steps seem safe enough, and Roshan will head to the uh, propped open door.
Yep. Roshan heads forward.
yeah. As we're heading up close, Nana will uh, tap one of the runes on her armor, Hell's Dew, and cast Detect Evil and Good, just to be safe. I'd like to know whether or not there are any aberrations, celestials, elementals, fays, fiends, or undead within 30 feet for a duration of up to 10 minutes. Similarly, I know if there is a place or object within 30 feet of me that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. The spell can penetrate most barriers blocked by 1 foot of stone. So, like, it won't see, like, through walls into.
It would have to be
other-
directly in front of you is your
Yeah.
current setup, because these walls look thick. These
Okay.
these look like solid stone, very thick walls for
If
very tall
nothing
people.
else, for 10 minutes, Nana gets to know whether or not something immediately aggressing on us is one of those things.
Sure. Anybody else slapping something on themselves?
Just for safety.
I'm just walking through the door with Roshan. Let's go.
I'm going to do so, but stealthily.
Okay.
Fen
Go ahead and-
disappears.
Fen's gone. So roll stealth, Fen.
31.
Okay. Hopefully Fen doesn't die and you guys don't need to find him.
Fen, what?
Because he's gone.
Oh, God damn it! We've got to put a bell on him.
Fen's
We
like,
lost
the
him.
shadows. And he's like, goodbye.
Peace, y'all. The shadows
I
were
think
calling my
Keld's
name.
gonna use detect magic as we're heading in here.
Okay. You also pick up on that there's a little increased brightness from the mushrooms, but nothing else.
And I think Roshan would not begin yet, but would start making a mental map of this place, because if we're going to need to tear it apart to find the one place that hasn't been looted, he's got to keep an eye out starting now for parts of the architecture that are not accessible from this level. Like if there's walls that box off a portion of the floor plan, then he wants to know how to get in there.
Okay. That's something we can circle back to if you guys do not find what you're looking for. And you're like, now let me think about it.
Yeah.
Let me 3D map the area real quick. You enter into the Bailey, and there is definitely a larger structure. Like inside there is the main building. There are a couple smaller structures that you can see maybe were for taking care of horses or some sort of animal. From where you are standing, they are empty. And there's a couple other smaller structures that seem completely caved in and have that same sort of black char to the stone as the top of one of the towers. But for the main entrance to the main building, there is a double door, a huge double door, fully splintered. This door has been completely destroyed and the entryway is open. The Bailey area has a smattering of blue mushrooms in it, so you are able to navigate well enough. But you can see that inside, it seems a little more sparse.
Roshan will create a flashlight with the light cantrip, and I think he'll give it to Rex and say, point this at anything you find interesting.
Sure. He'll hold the flashlight.
Hell yeah.
Someone want to use the lantern of revealing?
Fen says from the nothing. Fen's
Oh,
voice just is
God!
there now.
Fen's not allowed to talk because he's stalling.
You just popped up out of
Shit
nowhere.
out of me!
All right, I'm sorry. I thought you'd be used to me sneaking around. I can't hear you, Nona. Roshan, have you cast silence on her?
You were not there, and then your voice was there. And then my voice apparently wasn't there. You tell me how that makes sense.
It's a bizarre place full
I
of
know.
corpse
It
mushrooms.
doesn't.
Anyway.
Anyhow, lantern of revealing might be helpful here, potentially.
I'll take a look around. Let me see. I feel like her dark vision does her limited additional assistance. given we're just going down corridors. So, yeah.
I mean, you guys haven't gone inside yet, so
Ah.
you're
Okay,
you're
okay,
at a
okay.
doorway. You're just technically still in the Bailey. You're still in the courtyard.
Oh, in the courtyard. Got it. Okay. Sorry. I misheard courtyard as corridor earlier. I thought we
Ah,
had jumped ahead.
nope. You are still technically outside. Technically.
Okay. Okay. Understood.
Is
But
there an
yeah, still.
is there an obvious keep or something? Does it look like there's a place that would have been a last stand? Fenn's never been involved in a siege before, but
Surely
Uh,
there'd be a keep.
this isn't an incredibly like there aren't a lot of buildings in here. There aren't a lot of layers to this thing. There is
Mm.
one large outer wall, and then is the large structure inside, and then a couple smaller ones that look like they got absolutely obliterated.
E- Hmm.
Uh,
I think Roshan would go to that main door and just do a quick search for traps. He knows it's been looted, but
Can't
just
be
in
too
case.
careful. Maybe
sure,
somebody was a wise ass last time they came through.
roll investigation. Nana, you're
ooh,
welcome to roll perception. I'll use that for as long as I feel like using that roll.
Understood.
17. Not a nat one.
Mm,
Almost.
close.
Uh, that's 16 on the dice plus 14 is 30.
Okay. Yeah, Roshan, you think it's perfectly safe.
It seems perfectly safe. And Roshan says that out loud, and then he immediately gets suspicious.
When he says it,
Hmm.
he's like, and do I trust me? Hey, Roshan, you couldn't be wrong.
Yeah, of course not. Roshan will confidently step through into the entry, whatever, vestibule or whatever this is.
Uh, you walk in the entryway, and you are in a large room. Nothing happens.
Should have trusted myself. I mean, I did trust myself the whole time. Uh, and we'll begin to look around.
Fake it till you make it. It's all right.
Yeah.
Nana pats him on the shoulder as she passes.
Yeah, you all enter into the space. It is basically barren. This main entry room. Uh, Besides the litter of camps. It looks like people have set up camp in this space multiple times, and you can see the remnants of that. And it is not the giant sized camp, it looks like more humanoid sized camps. So people around your height who came in here, set up camp, and then picked up most of their stuff and left. But you can easily identify that people have been here at some point. Um, uh,
did they leave much litter and detritus behind? Like, are there scraps of paper with things written on them that, like, if Fenn can identify them as a language that he can read, maybe like tell by like words that are used about how old they are. Like if you read something that said like groovy, you're like, oh, somebody wrote this in the 1960s. Like,
you find exactly one piece of parchment and unroll it, and it's just a drawing of a dick. So you can decide how long ago you think that was done.
he'll hand it to Fan, he'll
As
hand it to
old as
Kel,
time immemorial.
he'll hand it to Keld. For you, buddy.
Huh.
And then Fenn's gone in the shadows. This is for you.
Okay. What kind
Um,
of omen is this? Hmm.
Anywho, you can see on one of the walls
What does it
there
mean?
is a large wooden eye. Uh, the pupil is a sunken circle where probably something beautiful and ornate was set inside of it, and now it is gone. Pride free. You can see scratches against the wood around it. Um, you can see wall mounts where maybe tapestries were once hung. They sit barren. Um, every door that you can see from this room is open. Every single one. It's either open or a pile of like firewood on the floor. Um, the rooms that you can see from here, it looks like a couple smaller rooms. Look just also completely empty. You can see that there are two hallways that lead out of this room where you can't exactly see from your angle too much further ahead, at least in detail. Um, but that's where you currently are, is in this main room, and you can see two smaller rooms that are completely empty, and then two hallways on either side of the end of the larger room.
I think Roshan would be most interested in going down these hallways, getting deeper in.
Sure. Left or right?
Left.
Okay.
And I think he would set up a little bit of uh, like incense or something just burning in his hand that he can walk slowly, and then if there's any breezes in here, the wind will blow it, and he's hoping it would reveal a secret door that all these stupid past people missed, but he doesn't have his hopes too high for that.
Okay. You have your incense out. You're hoping. You're smarter than every other person who's been here. You've got this in the bag. At the end of the hall that you have entered, you can see a stone eye set into the wall at about 15 feet up. You can see, and Rex like shines his flashlight towards this. On the floor, it is marred with some sort of gray streak. It almost looks like the floor was sand blasted, like the stone was just like scraped across so aggressively with something. Um, and that line seems to go from about halfway to about half a foot in front of where you currently stand, Roshan.
I think Roshan will just put an arm out and be like, maybe this is a trap. Maybe it was a trap. Maybe it still is a trap. Um, but it seems to something, perhaps with the eye, uh, rains down some kind of death. If we're to step forward, let's see if we can find the. Can somebody help me find the mechanism, and I'll make sure it's shut off.
Let's have
And
a look.
how far does detect magic eyeballs go?
30 feet.
Okay. Not close enough.
How
Be-
about whatever the whatever the Lantern of Revealing does for us?
no, nope.
Really?
It don't.
Hmm.
Um Roshan, I'll let you roll investigation with advantage as you try to see if there is some sort of mechanism.
25.
You are convinced either it is not in this hallway, or there is not like a physical mechanism that stops whatever this is. You don't think you're like, honestly, something in me thinks there isn't a lever, that this thing is just set up and there has to be some way to turn it off. You just don't have too much of a clue what it is. This eye sitting at about 12 to 15 feet high.
And is there any magic emanating from that eye?
You'd have to get a little closer, baby girl.
Look
You'd
down the
have to get a
barrel,
little
huh?
closer. You'd have to get a little closer to know.
So we're standing at what we can assume is a safe distance.
You can assume that.
It's at least a
One of
non-engaging distance.
one of the things that Fen picked up when we were in the mithril mining camp was a nice little pillow. He's gonna retrieve that from the bag of holding, and he's just gonna like frisbee it down the hallway and towards the eye, and like see if there's a range at which this thing engages.
Okay. This pillow frisbees through the air, a thump, a bup, 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 and kind of pops a little bit like bup, bup, comes to a rest, and you all sit there silently staring at a pillow on the floor.
Well,
Shit, I want my pillow back now.
I mean, you could spider walk across the ceiling and go get it.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I guess we just go forward. I'll start walking forward.
Walking forwards.
Uh,
Do I get to
Right.
the pillow?
Yeah, you watch Nyx walk all the way to the pillow. Nothing happens. Nyx, you can see that there are some doorways in this hallway as well.
hmm.
You see that one of them, it looks like there is a rope hanging loosely in the doorway. You can imagine the scenario where a blade was tied to it, and when you triggered the tripwire, it flung down and would hit into you. The blade's gone. They took that too. Um, uh,
Probably it
whatever
used to
this
be buried in some guy.
Yeah, whatever the eye did or did not do, nothing is currently happening as you go over and pick up the pillow victorious.
I
It's
got
not a
it for
continuously regenerating trap.
Thank you, I
Oh,
appreciate it. You shouldn't have.
thank
Guess
you,
we're
Nix.
following Nix's lead.
Yeah, I think we might as well just walk forward. I mean, this is
Yeah.
definitely not anything like that guard tower that we came across after the big weird forest, you know.
I think Roshan asks Keld, can I have a boost to? I just want to take a look at that eye. And I'm just
Sure.
imagining now Keld holding up Roshan like the baby at the store in the camera.
Very Simba, yes.
Yeah, what are you looking for, Roshan?
Just to see if there's any magical component left to this trap in the eye.
Go ahead and roll Arcana, please.
26.
Okay. You see that this definitely did whatever happened on the floor and did it aggressively so. Like, this seems to be a nightmare of a trap. Like, this would have obliterated a hallway full of people. But now it doesn't. Now she doesn't work no more.
Hooray for us!
She seems to be either out of juice or like somebody was able to find a way to disassemble it. If you wanted to hang around longer, you could figure out which one it is, but at first glance.
He doesn't.
Mm.
He says, "All right, thanks, Keld." And it's like, yes, thank you for putting me down. It
Anytime.
seems in a neutral state right now. Maybe it could be charged again, although maybe not. But I'm guessing that if these were not the final protections for the fall of this fort, then they were definitely set off by the many scavengers who've come before. So unless they want to really screw us over, we might be safe. And I think he doesn't advise others to do it, but it makes him feel a little safer that traps are not just gonna obviously wreck our shit.
Okay.
Certainly good to know.
I think Fen looks at the streak across the floor and just thinks internally, I'd like to have an eye like that. Like almost disappointed that it doesn't work.
He's like, I wanted to see what that did, and then I want to do it.
I wanted to take it with me.
The first room that you are brought to seems to maybe be some sort of like living quarters or barracks. There are stone beds and broken open chests, and not a single fabric left in sight, not a single personal item to be seen. It is just a room of, I suppose now, stone rectangles and broken molded pieces of wood. Um,
I'm
just
assuming these used to be beds.
Or they were slabs for people to be experimented upon, or maybe it's just like a little
Mm.
tanning room. Could have been anything. But
Maybe they were
best
nice little
guess is
massage
beds,
tables.
but it could have been anything.
Could have been anything.
Already established that there needs to be tanning beds down here so people can get vitamin D.
That's true.
True. Um, the other room in this area, and you guys just walk past, like each door seems to have its own little like disarmed trap that you walk past and are like, okay. Um, you assume that this is a storage room. Everything is basically rotten and turned to dust. It is just basically nothing in this area. Burlap sacks eaten away by time and rats. And speaking of rats, you haven't seen any of those either. To the point where you're just like, how long has this been barren? That even the rats are like, and we did our job, and they've moved on. Um, but you
You
can
know, I'm glad we've
continue.
got a God's word that there's something to find. This would be very discouraging otherwise.
She'd never lie to you.
I
She'd
know
never
she
lie to
can't.
us.
She couldn't do that to me.
Maybe she's just not very smart.
Well, also, I think we can ascertain that the mushrooms are inedible, or at least unappetizing, because nothing seems to be eating them either.
Mm.
That or the
Um,
animals just know better.
Across from the storage room, you stumble across into weapons storage. You can see it is shockingly empty. Um, there are wooden racks that have been knocked over and discarded on the floor. Um, there seems to be places where things maybe once were hung upon the walls and they are no longer there. And Roshan, while you were walking, you watch as some smoke from your incense moves a little to the side.
Ah, Roshan will put a hand up and say, "Everyone, just give me a second," and he will go set the incense down in that room, or just stick it between a crack in some stone, and let the incense pool and see where that breeze is coming from.
Yeah. If you give it a minute, you're able to ascertain which wall the breeze is coming from.
Oh, clever.
I bet somebody else found that first, and hopefully there's no traps back there. And Roshan will set to finding a way through the wall if there's a mechanism or something.
Yeah, roll me investigation.
I'll keep an eye out for traps.
Sure, roll me investigation.
Can I persuade you to
23.
do perception?
You cannot. Traps will always be investigation. Would you say, Roshan?
Understood.
23.
Thank you.
Well, it's a 12 on the dice minus 1 is 11.
It's probably fine. Roshan, you find a bit of a push in a brick sort of scenario, and it seems like the wall kind of swivels and turns. It's heavy, so you definitely need the assistance of at least Kel to come over and like push this giant-sized hidden door, and it goes down a small stairwell.
Ooh.
Roshan is trying to be so normal about this, but is like, oh,
Remember
this
the
is the
stairwell
coolest
in the
shit.
tower.
This is
Yep.
so cool.
Fenn's
I
kind of fawning
know!
over how cool Roshan is right now, like just quietly.
This is very, very cool. This is very
Roshan,
cool.
you leading the way?
Let's just be careful, but yes.
Yeah, he'll lead the way. Again, interested in traps, unless he can see obvious means of travel down.
Yeah.
Now this door was closed, so I would expect one.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
At
You can
least
go ahead and
one.
roll How would Roshan respond to like Nana? It looks like Nana looked for traps and then gave you the okay.
Um, so you said this was a spiral staircase down?
It's not exactly a spiral. It looks maybe more like an L.
Okay, yeah. I think he would feel safe for the first, 10, 15 steps and then be on alert. It's only
Good
so far we
call.
can see.
Good
Roll
call.
me investigation.
Ooh, 30.
Hell
Okay.
yeah. Thank God
You're
for you.
feeling pretty content that nothing is standing out to you currently. You take the corner and lead everybody down into a very small landing. This is like maybe 20 feet down tops from the level you were just on. And you see the remnants of a destroyed chest in an empty room.
Hmm. Alas, our sword is in another castle.
Well, I did think this had probably already been scavenged, but let me just do a quick check, and Roshan will do a little bit of fire magic to burn through another stick of incense around those sides of the room to see if there's any further
Maybe there's
breezes.
another door.
Who
Maybe.
knows? You find one
This
secret
is a
door, maybe
fortress
there's
after
another
all.
secret door.
Yeah, give me another investigation check.
You got this, bud.
Can I help him?
Sure.
I will give you
You're just staring at the
the
incense so
lantern of
intensely.
revealing.
25.
Nah.
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 Well, if this fort was built symmetrically, then we can probably expect that in the right hallway there is either a weapons storage or storage room of some kind, which also has something like this. But we can also assume that probably it has also been found. But I think
Right.
there's still more to be found. Obviously.
Certainly. We haven't even covered a fraction of this whole place, so might as well keep looking. We've got time.
Well, also, let's not assume that the traps on the other side have been found and disarmed or run out of their power.
Right.
Nix, I'll take my throwing pillow back.
Okay.
Oh, that's what a throw pillow is. I always wondered.
You all head back up the stairs, go back down the hallway, move over to the other hallway, and kind of go through the same rigmarole. The pillow is thrown, the area is cased.
Yeah.
The rooms are empty.
Yeah.
Roshan, you walk around with like an incense thing and you're just like, they didn't build it symmetrically, or I've gotten stupider the second I stepped into this hallway. I can't tell.
Boo.
They don't have a cool staircase going downwards, but they do have a staircase going upwards, which is for the opposing tower, the one that is not collapsed.
Oh.
Okay. Tower.
Okay, tower. Maybe tower. Perhaps.
Perhaps
Yeah,
visit tower.
It's worth checking.
Sure.
Especially if there is space to go down again.
Right. Particularly, perhaps, if it's a hidden, I don't know, trapdoor that's, I don't know, buried underneath some rubbish. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I think we should be looking for the place where a last stand might have taken place. We're told that a mighty battle was waged here and that the person wielding the sword fell in that battle. So wherever that might be that they would take their last refuge is where we should be searching for this.
Good point.
Perhaps, if we weren't going to come across it somewhere out in the field of just, mushrooms and mushrooms and bodies, then
Maybe
certainly
Nix
it
could
sounds
ask
like.
the mushrooms about it.
I can go talk to them again if we don't find it up in the tower.
All right. Seems like a
Are
reasonable way to go.
are there none growing within the structure? They're all out in the field.
There's some inside. It just seems that they have a harder time perhaps growing in this space.
Mm.
Plants in stone have a hard time, growing in stone.
There's just like one that's like
Right.
breaking through the rock, like I'm he.
It's me.
See, I'm taking up all the space.
I just thought if they were growing off of corpses and many people fell within the structure, maybe there were some about. But
Mm.
Perhaps
There's a
they've
handful.
long since run out of nutrients from those. Who knows?
Uh, you guys can continue to the tower. The door uh, swung open
Hmm.
to a spiral staircase.
Oh, all
Here she,
right.
Roshan's like, I knew
Here
there'd be
she
a
is.
spiral staircase. Here it is.
Mm.
It is a slog walking up this spiral staircase. It is meant for people whose legs are a lot longer than yours. It's a pain in the ass.
We give
It
each other
sucks.
shimmies up. It's not fun, but we
it's
do it.
almost as bad as the fucking lighthouse.
Ugh. You're not wrong, but it's all right. We're just getting in leg day. It's fine.
You climb the tower. Um, Occasionally, I'm assuming people stop and look at things or a pillow is thrown and
Yeah.
nothing is triggered. Nothing seems to happen.
Mm.
You arrive at the landing at the top of the tower. And we'll just refer to this as the war room,
Mm.
as you just have to make assumptions about what a lot of spaces with nothing in it is.
Yeah.
Um, uh, you can see that it kind of feels more like an empty attic at this point, but
Hmm.
uh, there
It
is
probably once had things.
yeah, there is a caved in what you assume is probably a bookshelf. And not a single scrap of paper remains. Any book, any scroll, gone. It is just a fully empty bookshelf. You see that there are scratches on the floor where it looks like somebody may have dragged out a large table and chairs. So took that as their own. Um, you can see that there is another stone eye unblinking on the far wall. There are small indents around the eye in the stone, where perhaps there was a set of beautiful gems or something or other that were promptly popped out right at the wall and taken by somebody and sold long ago. Um, you are welcome to look around the space if you're so inclined. You so inclined, Roshan?
I think Roshan is interested. How far are the towers apart?
Oh, you know.
Yeah. Um, I think Roshan wants to from this vantage point take a look at the other tower if he needs to get a pebble with light cast on it over there. I'm sure one of us can do that either with an arrow or whatever, but he
Mm-hmm.
wants to see what it looks like from here and see what that the blackening was.
Yeah. Rex will
Mm.
send over his little light stone that you gave him.
Yeah.
Um
Wee.
he'll he aims real high. He's like, "Okay, it's really off balance now and this isn't it'll be fine."
Mm.
And
Yeah. Fine.
we'll send an arrow over. Um
Mm.
Roll me investigation with disadvantage.
You got this,
For
bud.
it's and by like these things are a pretty solid distance away from each other. Enough for
Yeah.
a long range bow and arrow to be shunted over there, but pretty distant.
26.
26. Um you think it is definitely in the burning department. Like
Hmm.
something scorched this. You your instincts tell you not magical.
Hmm.
But that tower in and of itself seems like from where your vantage point is, you're like, I bet I could get up a handful of stairs and then the rest of it is cannot be
Fully
navigated.
collapsed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I suppose if there's nothing else here, he would do just a quick look around to see if there's any secret passages. I think this far up it is draftier, and the
Mhm.
incense probably won't be as helpful, so he'll do it just with his eyes.
Okay. And you can roll investigation. I'll give you advantage because I know Fen and people who, well, mostly Fen can help you in this department. Just mostly Fen.
With advantage is a 19.
Ooh, ouch. That's rough.
Yeah. Hope it's not here, guys.
That sucks. Um, you know what? You guys are buddies, and I'm a helpful little bitch. Fen, I'll give you a straight roll investigation. You're assisting.
Yes, he is. He's good at it. No!
Not my night.
Oh.
Yeah, for a total of 17.
You two don't see anything.
Couldn't be anything here.
Rufio, do you smell anything magical?
Rufio's on the case.
He's got it.
Give Rufio perception check. This badger's on the fucking case.
Rufio got a 3. I don't think he gets anything to that. If it was in, yeah, if it was, oh, he does. He gets advantage to that. So
That's what I was thinking because they have like
Yeah.
fancy keen
Yeah.
smell or something.
he got another 3.
Okay.
What?
On the die, so he would add a 4. It's a 4. He gets 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's snoofing around. He's doing his best.
Hey, Snuffle, buddy. Come on, Snuffle good.
Can Nana help with a perception at all?
I will allow the perception folks to join in. The DC, if there is anything here, will be way higher.
Understood.
And Keld, if you want to vibe in the space, you are welcome to. Actually, give me a perception check, Keld. I want you to have advantage, and we'll talk about it later. If you don't roll 2 3s.
It's possible. Oh,
2 3s.
that'll be a nat 20.
Ooh.
Oh shit. Nice. That's very good to hear.
21.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
My perception was
Squint.
18 on the dice plus 14 is 32?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Nix, did you participate?
Again.
You don't have to. I'm just curious if you did.
No, I got 27.
Hell
Mm.
yeah.
You're watching Roshan, Fen, and a badger moving slow around the
I'm
perimeter.
just
of
watching
the
them
space.
like be really close to where the stairs were. I mean, like, there's no way there are other stairs right where those stairs
You
are.
guys have to. You gotta come back
No,
this
it
way.
wouldn't make sense
Guys,
structurally.
There's nothing in here. That's it.
I'm gonna go to the other half of the room.
I feel like if we just
No, I think we
take
should
a
go to the
step
other
back.
half of the
Yeah,
room.
I think that's a good idea. I feel
Nix
like if
and
you take
Nana
a step
move
back
to like more like the center of the room.
and if you like
Uh-huh.
take a look at it from this angle, I
Keld's in
feel
that
like
corner
it would
looking really
probably
hard.
like
I'm gonna give Rufio some scritches. Good boy. I know if there was something here, you'd find it.
Keld, you're sort of like watching Nix and Nana, and you're just like, well, I was originally looking where Roshan and Fen were. And then your gaze sort of, I won't question the what sounded like the fakest glass sound I've ever heard in my life. But Keld, you see just like Roshan like looking like high and up and around because it makes sense. There's been a lot of things high up on the walls. That's where a lot of the traps were placed. That's where you assume giants are vibing.
True.
And Nix and Nana move to the center of the room and you follow them. And it is hard to see, but there is a small glint of magic below the floor near the center of the room.
I think I see a glint of something in the floor.
Oh?
He'll point to the general area.
Can Nana see it with mundane eyes? She does have a detect magic from the Rod of Alertness, if she needs it.
Roll me investigation.
You got
Investigate.
it, boss.
As Keld starts to meander over.
I'll follow Keld. Like, where are we going?
Well, it's a 17 on the dice.
Somewhere-
Minus 1 is 16. It's not the
Nana's
worst
just like,
she's ever done.
if you could like point. Nana's like, where do you see it specifically?
Can you just show me very directly? Could you maybe like
You
point
pointed
right
it,
at it?
like put your hands on it. Keld goes over.
Could you put my hands on it?
you go over and you take Nana's hands and you place them on top of something, and Nana, you can feel like one of these stones shift under your touch.
Oh.
It seems to be loose in the floor.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh, that's clever. Okay, is there a seam? Is there a latch? Let's have a look.
Probably should
It's-
investigate, but I have a +0.
Yeah, you guys are already like prying at it. You think it could fit something like with the thickness of like a dagger between like the seam?
Right.
Okay.
No harm, no foul, alright. Okay. Nana will kind of like wedge in her dagger real quick. Just try and like kind of ease that up.
Keld, you're
Her-
able to then.
I was just gonna ask if it was the dagger from your fiance, the fancy one.
I mean, it is the dagger from her fiance because the other is a
She
short sword, and
scrapes
that's
it into
gonna
the
be
stone and jiggles it around.
the
most
short
beautiful
sword is
dagger
going
we've
to
ever
be
seen.
so much more
Yeah.
unwieldy. Is all I'm saying. And she
Uh-huh.
takes care of this
Hey,
dagger and
Keld's
will
not
take care of
judging.
it before it gets in
Keld,
front of the man again.
stone is pushed up slightly, and you're able to get like your fingertips on it and like pull it upwards. It's like the stones maybe like 1 foot by 1 foot, and not as thick as you think the floor might be. This seems to be a hidden compartment, and inside of it, you see a lockbox.
Oh. Found something. I'll
Oh,
try to pull out the box.
be careful, be careful. If this actually
Keld
has
pulls out the
been...
box.
All right, okay.
Roshan, you look over. They've like uncovered a secret thing and actually like have an object.
Where did you find that?
In the
In the
floor.
ground.
Rufio comes snooping over and like looks at Fen like expectantly, like, look what I did.
I don't know if Rufio eats anything at this point, but like I will give him a treat. Like, good job,
Yeah.
Rufio.
Good job, boy.
Hmm.
He deserves it.
Yeah, but you pull out the box, Keld, and you can hear things inside of it. It is locked though.
Hmm.
Keld
Fine.
flings it at the wall. I got this. Hero technique.
No, wait! We just don't want to jostle. If is it sword size box? How big a box is this? How big is this big locked box?
I could probably present
It's
it to
the
you like this.
tiniest sword I've ever seen.
I don't know if this is a sword, but
It's probably not the sword, but
don't know
maybe
if
it's a key to a
Sword.
thing that has the sword.
I have picked
Whatever.
locks before. I would be
Want to
happy
give it
to
a go?
give an attempt at this.
Please.
Okay. Roll me
Roshan
lock
says-
picking.
Don't set off any scary traps while you do so, and gives you
Yeah.
bardic inspiration.
Hell yeah.
D10.
D10. All right, let me find a D10.
If you do, make sure you walk away real cool from the explosion.
I hope to walk away from whatever lies beyond this.
And also, the
As
only
do we all.
reason I'm going to say that Keld saw this and Roshan didn't, because they both had detect magic up, is that Keld cast his 1 minute later than Roshan did. Roshan's faded. Keld had a handful of seconds and was like magic, and then it was gone.
That's
both of your detect
so
magics are gone.
funny. That's
He's like,
so
"Oh."
funny.
It just worked out.
Ain't that just the way?
27.
Bit bop that opens.
Whew,
Easy
damn.
peasy.
All right.
Um,
What have we?
Any swords?
inside, no swords.
No sword.
At least that you can't see. You can't see any, but maybe if you look a little
It
harder.
could be letter
And,
opener size.
Sword
uh,
vision.
Could be a bag of
inside,
holding.
you're like, interesting. You dump it out. Oh no. Um, inside, you find a large bag of coin. It looks
Oh.
to have about 100 platinum in it.
Oh. Whew.
Um,
Guys, we could retire. Like, we don't have to do the rest of this.
As if we didn't
Uh.
find this much again earlier, but I mean, you're not wrong.
you also find a ring, but is approaching more of bracelet sized for you all. It is gold, lined with eyes. The pupils are different gems of different colors. Um, there is a potion bottle inside that looks like it has a clearish, sort of foggy liquid in it. And you also see a brown and white ombre feather. It looks very wiry and has a silver base at the bottom.
Ooh.
And you find it's kind of like a rubber band ball, except it is like thick iron bands, all laced over each other in the shape of a ball. And a simple journal.
Quite a stash here.
You're not kidding.
I
Like-
think Roshan sees this gold ring and then like these literal treasures and then the journal and Roshan's like, we've struck gold.
You're not wrong. Yes, this is the gold. Holds up the journal.
Yeah, Roshan, you can scoop that up if you're so inclined to take a peek.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a nice quiet room here. We want to take a look at what all we've got and see if it leads us to anything further.
Take stock of what's here, if
Sounds
nothing
like a
else.
good idea.
I think so.
Roshan, this is your job. You do the identifying.
Yeah.
We will not
Try
put
all
anything
this shit.
on.
Everyone's like, look
Roshan,
at it.
I'm gonna look for more loose stones.
he will cast the detect magic again to see which pieces of this are magical.
Okay. The parts that are magical are the potion, the feather, and the band ball.
Interesting.
Okay.
But not the ring bracelet.
Nope.
Huh. It's just very pretty and very ornate.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Dang. I
Beautiful.
almost would have expected it to be like, I don't know, a beholder kind of thing where each stone did a different thing, but
No,
I mean,
just cute.
it could perhaps, if the gems are good enough, be enchanted as such.
And then you want to identify everything and then move to the journal?
I think he would move to the journal first. And
Hmm.
then set the things aside to identify after. He can't help but want to pry into whoever's business
That
this
seems
is.
fair. What script does this look like it's in? No clue.
Actually, Nana, you might have once known, but I don't think you know
Aw.
now.
Aw.
But I'm gonna say
I've
it
got-
was such probably an archaic version of that you may
Mm.
have it may have been impossible to read.
Fair.
But that's no problem for Roshan, who can read any language he wants to read.
I didn't have to learn
and-
how to read.
And I'll go ahead and say this: I will send you the journal so that you don't
Sure.
have to type this out while I talk about it.
Thank you.
First thing you notice, Roshan, is the strange language I can't identify immediately. You can only assume it is some language perhaps spoken by the Fomorians, would be your assumption. Mostly based on the sides of the ring inside of the box, that this was either a Fomorians or somebody who took a treasure from a Fomorian and then hid this.
Sure.
This does not seem to be a well-used journal. It seems to be very simply crafted, and it is mostly empty. It is very sparse. But you begin to read. Can I make this just like a little bigger for my old lady eyes? Okay. Ahem. A reading.
Roshan will read it out loud.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. They crave a place to disclose my thoughts, as the ears of advisers and yes men bring nothing but an echo, and the words that do not mirror mine force my teeth to gnash. They tell me I must find an outlet for my anger. Forsha hands me this book, bound in quality but unremarkable leather, uh, and asks me to impress my thoughts upon it. Tell me, Ledger, how will you stop the pain that plagues my body? While waking, my body feels heavy atop itself, as if it were built wrong. While laying in bed in silence, I can hear my bones creak as they move ever closer to making me an invalid. I am powerful. My sight births fear, but for how long? Ledger, how could you lift the weight the moonshays have hoisted upon me, upon my people? I roil with a rage that I believe cannot be dampened. The youngest amongst our ranks cannot understand. They live with our curse, but never looked a moonshay in the face. The moonshay are stories to them. They never felt the heat of a mortal enemy's blood upon their face. They need their need the need for conquest fuels them as it does me, but nothing more. The fetuses of our ranks would be happy staking our claim to these shadowed lands. For me, I cannot rest atop a plush pillowed throne comfortably if the goblet I drink from doesn't nourish me with the final drops of an ended bloodline. I will not rest till my people are avenged. But for that to occur, we must continue the gathering of resources, expansion. Luckily for me, that is enough to keep the rabble happy. A victory against these dirt dwellers almost makes me forget. In those moments, I feel like the king I once was. But that reality is shattered when I look upon my own twisted hands. This will be my first and only entry, Ledger, as writing in you has only resulted in broken quills. In the meantime, I will find a way to claw my way back into whatever remains of Alfheim, and once I do, my army will know the song that is Fae screams. They will hurt as we hurt. Moonshay will rue the day they made an enemy of House Fomorian. And then there's a second entry. Oh, Ledger, I had forgotten about you. A relic of early days in the dark. The dark is capitalized. I thought it only fair I brought you joyous news to balance out the self-pitying wallowing I brought you prior. I have been that foretold thorn in Moonshay's side. Alfheim could not keep me out, her broken body dashed to pieces by ceaseless god squabbles. She had too many wounds. How could she defend herself against me? Only one remains after my ravagings, one descendant of the line of Moonshay. And the good news, Ledger, I need not climb into Alfheim's carcass. They will come to me. Moonshay plans to bring war to Faye's tomb. Revenge has made them stupid. They are new to pain and it clouds their judgment. Should I create a new pair of leather boots from Moonshay hide? Or perhaps it's more suiting to bind them in chains. Cast them into the red rock of the dungeons. Let them know servitude and pain before the kindness that is death. Ledger, I will let you know of my choice, of my victory, of my quelled hatred once the foolish final kin of Moonshay throws themselves upon my blade. There is no third entry.
So there are dungeons.
That sounds promising. Probably dangerous, but potentially
Also
promising.
sounds terrifying.
Yes. Likely.
Did anyone see any red rocks downstairs?
And with that, that's where we'll stop for tonight. Thanks for being here. I talk about stuff and I'm going to remember the places we are. You can keep up with us at Backs of Gods on Instagram and keep up with everybody at the Dice Cult on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Facebook. If you want to see how we got here today or watch all the other stuff we have going on, you can head over to youtube.com/the Dice Cult. And besides us, other things. See, you read one long journal and then you're done for, and your brain empty.
Yep.
But hey, Gossamer Vale, run by
Yep.
Katie, another D&D campaign, Celtic mythology inspired. Goes up on Twitch bi-weekly every other Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So not this Thursday, but the next Thursday, next year. So next year you can join us for Gossamer
Yes.
Vale.
In
And
2026.
we are all emotionally and physically well and on our way to do a emotionally and physically taxing job by infiltrating a bandit camp. And I think we're going to do a really good job. So you can
Super
join us and
good.
watch us do a really good job. Also,
Yes.
Katie makes dice. So you can go to the link in the chat or the box below if you want some beautiful dice that know how to tell a story.
She can make them look like soup.
It's true.
She can make them look like
Just
snow.
say I want soup, and she'll say I know what you want, and you'll get soup.
You'll have to ask real nice for more soup dice. It may not be just ramen for a week.
Oh,
You have to really
no.
nicely.
Yeah, you have to ask real nicely.
Yeah.
You could
Well-
also ask for snow or flowers.
Whatever you want. I'm sure Katie can figure it out.
Probably.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. We love telling you a story. We will be here same time, same place, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for joining us, cultists.